Okay, so what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to attach the handle to the mug after it's leather hard. And the first thing you're going to want to do is to take your handle where it's going to attach here on the mug. Typically speaking, you'll want it along the seam to hide that seam. And I'm going to start by doing what's called scoring and slipping, or slipping and score. And the scoring part comes in that you're making grooves or scratching into the clay pretty deeply in X form, wherever you're going to attach those clay pieces. So what I do to this side, I have to do to the handle part. And you always want the thickest part of the handle to be up on the top from where you're grabbing, because that's where all the strength is going to come from. So now that I've scored it with my needle tool, I'm just going to take a little bit of this slip, it's basically wet clay, watered down clay, and I'm going to add it to where it's going to attach, and then I have to do it down here as well. So if I'm putting it here, I need to do it down here as well. So I'm going to score this up and then score right here where it's going to attach. Add a little slip, and then hopefully, and I want to make sure I can put at least 3 finger holds in there so that you can actually grab it and pick it up when it's dry. So from here, it's not just going to stay like that. I'm going to have to do what's called knitting, and you're going to use your potter's knife for this, which apparently I forgot mine. Okay, so then you're going to take your potter's knife and the potter's end thumb. The potter's thumb, it's the end of it. I'm going to knit it together. All the way around. And then I'm going to also come down here and do the end of the handle so that it also stays. In this part, you'll probably use your potter's knife to get into those smaller areas. Wherever it touches, you need to knit it together. Okay, now if you've carved in really deeply along here and it's got this like thick groove that's kind of ugly, takes a little bit of a wet clay and roll it into a coil. Just kind of with your fingers, roll it into a coil. A thin, small coil, and wrap it around and use that, and then spray it maybe, or you slip something, and you're going to knit half of it towards the mug itself and the other half you're going to knit towards the handle to hide that groove that you carved into the handle. And it might ruin some of your rolling stamp pattern. That's okay. The great thing about these is they usually look good no matter what you do, as far as the pattern, leaving it on there. And then after you've done this, you just clean it up with your sponge. Be careful when you pick it up that it doesn't stick to the table. I'm going to turn it upside down so I can see this part. Make sure anywhere that clay comes together, you knit it. I'm going to compress that a little bit. Make sure it's straight all the way down. And then just clean it up with a sponge, and you're all done.